Peace, y'all. Today we're going to be going over James chapter 4. This chapter reveals some of the inner conflicts that we struggle with as believers. It touches upon subjects such as worldly ambitions or selfish desires versus submission to God. The first section is titled Worldliness and Pride. From whence comes wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence, even of your lusts that war in your members? Yea, lust and have not, yea, kill and desire to have, and cannot obtain. Yea, fight and war, and yet ye have not, because ye ask not. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, and ye may consume it upon your lusts. James begins this chapter by exposing the internal conflict and how we often blame the outside world for our problems, but the real war is that which is going on within us. Yea, adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of God. He also explains that our wants and desires are for selfish reasons, and how our prayers will go unanswered when they're rooted in pride and envy. There's a line that says, whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of God. That reminds me of Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. That says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he would hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. These verses illustrate how we cannot live in two places at the same time, and compromise with worldly values is spiritual disloyalty, and it pulls us further away from God. Do ye think that the scripture saith in vain, the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy? But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Submit yourselves therefore to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Be afflicted, and mourn, and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. Even with our pride and rebellion, God is willing to forgive us, but we must humble ourselves. He even says, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Submit yourself therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Submission is the only way forward, and we must surrender to God, because we are not strong enough to defeat Satan with our own will. The next section is titled Consideration for a Brother. Speak not evil one of another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother, and judgeth his brother, speaketh evil of the law, and judgeth the law. But if thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge. There is one lawgiver, who is able to save and to destroy. Who art thou to judge another? James is simply warning us not to play the role of God. We are quick to judge one another's actions while ignoring our own hearts. But through this judgment, we are going directly against the law of God. There is only one true judge, and that is God the Father. The last section is titled Unchristian Conduct. Go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city, and continue there a year, and buy and sell, and get gain. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time, and then vanisheth away. For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live, and do this or that. But now ye rejoice in your boastings. All such rejoicing is evil. Therefore to him that knoweth to do good, and doeth it not, to him it is sin. We have all these selfish desires and wants, and We make all these plans. But life is very short. And although we have these dreams and goals to achieve, we must make sure that they're in alignment with the will of God. James 4 is telling us to stop striving for control, but to surrender it, and to remain humble enough to submit unto the will of God. And when we reject the devil, we will be met with grace. The goal isn't to be perfect, but it is to remain in submission. If you have been fighting these battles on your own, this is a reminder that the real breakthrough comes when you surrender. Verse 8 says, "Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you."